They threw a party to steal my company. Wife handed me contracts in front of everyone. Her family watched like it was already done. I stayed calm, because what they didn't know could destroy them. My name is Ryan Carter. I am 36 years old. I am the CEO owner of a small but growing logistics company that I helped build from scratch. I always handled operations, staffing, and client retention while my spouse handled the public face. My wife's family treated me like I married into the business, not like I built it. I spent long nights working, skipped vacations, and reinvested my own savings just to keep things running. I'll admit the marriage had been strained for years, but I kept working to hold everything together. I wasn't flashy, wealthy, or socially impressive. I wasn't rich or glamorous, but I had something they didn't expect. I understood contracts, loyalty, and quiet observation better than they realized. If you've ever been undervalued in your own workplace or marriage, this story is for you. If you helped build something but never got credit, stay with me. Subscribe to follow stories of resilience. Share this if you've ever been pressured to give up what you earned. Click like or hit hype to let me know you're here. The birthday dinner was hosted by my wife's family at an upscale restaurant downtown. It started normal enough. Drinks, appetizers, polite conversation. Then came the toast. My wife's mother stood up and praised my brother-in-law's business instincts. She went on and on about his vision and leadership. He sat there grinning like he'd already won something. Then he made a joke. He said I was replaceable admin help. A few people laughed. I didn't. That's when my wife slid the papers across the table. Printed transfer contracts. Right there in the middle of my birthday celebration. She said her brother should run the company to keep it in the family. I looked at her. I refused calmly. The guests started whispering. She escalated fast. She threatened divorce. She said she'd remove me from company access. Then she pulled out a PI-drafted resignation letter with my name already typed at the bottom. The public humiliation peaked when the cake arrived. It had the company logo on it, and my brother-in-law's name underneath. I sat there staring at it. Then I noticed something. The family lawyer was sitting across the room. He wasn't smiling. He was just watching. Silently, days later, I was locked out of the company financial systems. I tried logging in from home. Access denied. I called IT. They said they were told to report only to my brother-in-law now. When I went into the office, my nameplate was gone. Just an empty wall where it used to be. That was the first betrayal. The second came at a supplier meeting. We had a long-standing relationship with a freight vendor. I'd worked with them for years. My brother-in-law walked in and introduced me as transitioning out. My wife was there. She backed the lie in front of the clients. I was forced to sit there silently while they smiled and acted like it was mutual. The third betrayal hit me at home. My wife froze our joint accounts. She claimed I contributed emotionally, not financially. She said I was supportive, but not essential. A few days later, divorce papers arrived. They were tied to a business surrender clause. If I wanted the divorce, I had to give up my stake. They thought the pressure would break me. They thought I had no choice. But I stayed composed. I started documenting every conversation. I quietly reconnected with vendors who had been loyal to me over the years. I realized something important. The family believed I had no leverage. They thought I was weak, desperate, ready to fold. But what they didn't know was that I'd been saving everything. I never trusted how quickly those contracts appeared at the birthday dinner. Something felt wrong from the start. So I kept copies, incorporation documents, shareholder clauses. I'd reviewed them late at night when no one was watching. I attended strategy meetings and recorded some of them, just in case. I had a plan they never saw coming. There was one specific clause they overlooked, a clause about operational control and majority decision-making. And I knew someone inside the legal structure still respected my role. Someone who had been there from the beginning. Someone who knew the truth that someone was the family's longtime corporate attorney. His name was Richard. He had watched me build the company from day one. He knew how many hours I put in. He knew my wife's family liked to take credit, but he also knew who actually ran things. A few days after the birthday incident, he contacted me quietly. He said he was never consulted before those transfer papers were drafted. He was concerned. The authorization language looked forged. He helped me review the ownership filings in detail. What we found was stunning. There were multiple legal violations in how they tried to remove me. Meanwhile, my wife's family grew more arrogant. They started rebranding the company publicly. New logo concepts, new messaging. My brother-in-law scheduled a leadership announcement event. He sent invitations to clients, vendors, and staff. He was planning to officially take over. The tension built as I agreed to attend one final signing meeting. They thought I was coming to surrender. Richard and I knew better. The meeting was held in Richard's office. My wife and her brother arrived together. They were confident, almost smug. They expected me to sign the exit documents and disappear quietly. The contracts were placed on the table again. Clean copies. My wife pushed them toward me. I looked at Richard. I asked him to review the documents aloud. He paused. Then he reached into his briefcase and pulled out the original incorporation agreements instead. He placed them on the table in front of everyone. Then he spoke. He revealed that I held controlling operational shares. Not my wife. Not her brother. Me. The room went silent. Richard played a recorded audio clip. It was my brother-in-law planning to push me out weeks before the birthday dinner. His voice was clear. Then Richard showed emails. Emails proving the transfer attempt was fraudulent. My wife tried to interrupt. She brought up the divorce threat. Richard smiled. He explained that the prenup protected my stake. It was ironclad. The leadership announcement my brother-in-law had scheduled was legally invalid. He had no authority. Richard stated calmly that the attempted coercion could trigger a criminal investigation if I chose to pursue it. My wife's face went pale. Her brother stood up like he was going to argue. But there was nothing left to say. The power had shifted. Instantly, I refused to press charges. I didn't need to. I removed my brother-in-law from all company dealings immediately. I filed for divorce on my own terms. I retained full operational control of the business. The vendors and staff rallied behind my leadership. People who had worked with me for years told me they were relieved. I rebranded the company vision around transparency and merit. No more family favoritism. No more taking credit for other people's work. Looking back, the betrayal clarified something for me. It showed me who valued my work and who just wanted to use it. They tried to erase me from what I built. But all they did was prove why I deserved it. If you've ever been pressured to surrender a business, property, or credit you earned, I want to hear from you. Drop your story in the comments. If you've dealt with partners or relatives who tried to take what you built, you're not alone. Subscribe for more empowerment stories like this one. And click hype to help this story reach others who need it. If this story felt personal, hit like. Share your own betrayals or victories in the comments below. Click hype to expand the reach. Your support helps these stories be heard. Thank you for listening and engaging. I'll see you in the next one.